And what's going on, you guys? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new review of the Belle Collective Season 7, Episode 9. What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Friday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing, you guys. What's going on? Now, y'all know I normally do these. I would have been done this about an hour ago, but Birmingham came on tonight, so I wanted to sit back and watch that too. And I must say that Belle Collective Birmingham ain't bad to look at. It really ain't. It ain't bad to look at all. But I just gotta rewatch it tomorrow because, I still got to do my review on it. I took a couple of notes for Birmingham, but I gotta rewatch it tomorrow to take some more notes so I could do a review tomorrow. And don't worry. I done seen so many people talk about Real Housewives of Rhode Island that is now making me want to look at it, and I think I'm gonna go on to look at it and give it a chance. Who knows? I don't know. It just depends. But yeah, that's pretty much just it. But what's going on, y'all? Bill, we'll get into Belle Collective in just a second. Although I wasn't that enthused about the episode, but we'll get into it in just a second. Though I'm just gonna give you guys a chance to get on up in here and do y'all thing by coming in, watching the video and stuff like that. Once again, you guys, keep Bando in y'all's prayers. He is grieving the loss of his best friend right now, so he is not in the best of spaces. Just keep him in your prayers, okay? Just keep him in your prayers. Keep keep him in your thoughts and all of those great things, okay? So that's pretty much the gist of that. It looked like a lot of my moderators. I got a chat full of moderators. I see Ravine in here. I see Sharice in here. I see the Jail Slayer in here. I got a chat full of damn moderators, but I'm glad to see you. What's up, Miss O said what? I clicked at the show just to catch this review. Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate you clicking out. Now, before we get into anything, y'all know I gotta put the spotlight on me real quick because we ain't at the 5-minute mark yet. So I'm gonna put the spotlight on me real fast. Okay. Let me share my screen real quick. Just in case. I know some of y'all that follow me on Instagram, y'all pretty much already know this already, and y'all done seen the post. So let me go ahead and let y'all see the post. So the Reality TV Starlight Awards, your boy Scotty is being honored for the Reality TV Starlight Awards for Starlight Digital Legacy Honor. Okay, I am being honored for the Digital Legacy Honor, y'all, and that is amazing. Okay, one thing that I will say about these award shows like the Boss Babes, because I'm nominated for another Boss Babe Award again. I still ain't got no suit for that damn show, and it's later on in the month. One thing about these award shows, I'm liking the fact that they are pretty much, showing all of us love and giving appreciation to YouTubers because we put in a lot of work as well. Like we really do put in work, and just to have yourself recognized for the work that you do is amazing. And I'm just happy that I'm getting recognized for the work that I do. And that's it. And that's all. You feel what I'm saying? So, I'm here for it. You know what I mean? So shout out to the Reality TV Starlight Awards. I was nominated for an award, Roaster Review. Whether You Like Not Pounder and the Chasing Pounder is also nominated. T's nominated. The Scene is nominated for an award for Best New Web Reality Series. Jeremy's nominated for an award. Jamar's nominated for an award. Bando's nominated. Tramiel, we all nominated for awards here. So shout out to you guys and shout out to everybody. Okay. I really appreciate all the love and the support that I have gotten from all of you guys for the last 15 and a half years. Okay. But now we're at the 5-minute mark. So y'all already know what time it is and what time it is to do it. Okay. We're finna get this thing started. So all my moderators that are here, I already shouted you guys out already. So make sure that people are liking the video. Make sure you guys are lighting up the chat and make sure you guys are engaging. It's 41 of you guys up in here so far. And we need for you guys to, engage. We need 41 people in here to engage. So let's go ahead and get into Belle Collective itself. Let's go ahead and get into the review. So I just want to start off by saying that this episode was a filler episode. Like it really did nothing really happen this episode. I will say that it was like Latrice, it was like very Latrice heavy this episode. But what I will say is that it was a filler. Like this is one of the like the season has been good so far, but this particular episode really didn't give me much. But I'm gonna see what I can do by giving y'all much in this review. I'm gonna try my best. Okay. But yeah, I wasn't really feeling it. But I'm gonna try my best to give you guys a review for it. So let's go ahead and get into the BS, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it. So where my notes at? Oh, these are the Birmingham notes. So we open this thing up with a double date with the Pearsons and the Rogers. Let me tell y'all something. I really wasn't enjoying watching them on no double date. And let me tell y'all something. This ain't, I promise y'all, this ain't me trying to be, you know, completely negative and pessimistic and all of that other bullshit. It's really not. But I just feel like this is all forced. They're forcing themselves to get along and to be cordial. And now they're going on double dates after everything that has happened at the beginning of the season. This is way too soon for me. I just don't like the Pearsons. And then, you know, what really kills me is that Letitia is sitting up here following me on Twitter. And every time I say something about her, here she come at me laughing. Baby, I will hurt your feelings the more you at me, okay? But anyway, I just don't like it. Like, I feel like it's fake. You feel what I'm saying? But I know that's making me look like, oh my God, Scotty, you sound negative. I promise you I'm not. It just looks fake to me. Let me see. They talk about Tamara and, you know, the sipping seed that she had and, you know, how she's opening up to the group and all that other good stuff. They talk about the fibroid surgery, and Latrice is basically saying that, you know, she had fibroid surgery before, but now the fibroids have come back and she's wanting to do the surgery because now she wants to have a baby. But Cliff said that she's 3 years too late because 3 years ago he wanted to have a baby, but now he has gotten older and he don't really want to be bothered with no baby at this age. But baby, you was old when you was asking for a baby, so 3 years ain't really nothing to sneeze at, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like you was old as fuck back then, so ain't nothing different. You just got 3 more years on you, but you was old then, so a 3-year difference really shouldn't make a difference. I'm just being for real. It really shouldn't make a difference. And on top of that, people just gotta have kids when they're ready. And I just feel like Latrice wasn't ready to have no damn kid. And that's how I feel about certain things. I never want to do anything unless I'm ready for it. Because if I force myself to have a kid that I know I'm not ready to take care of, and then if I treat the kid like I don't want it because I really didn't want it, then I'm gonna be looking like I'm crazy. You got to do shit. Having a kid and shit like that is a big step, and you got to make sure that this is something that you want to do and this is something that you're ready to do. And I'm just being for real when I say that. That's just the truth. So yeah, Latrice was right to wait. And I just felt like Cliff was, on another hand, still saying shit that's very inappropriate. Like, even if you did think that, why would you say that in front of her ops? Regardless of this fake ass brunch. I mean, not used to Letitia throwing brunches. Regardless of this fake ass true y'all got and this fake ass, you know, dinner that y'all got going on, it really don't matter to me. Like, I still, that is something that should be talked about in front of them. Like, oh, well, you waited too late. You waited too late. I just feel like that's complete bullshit. Like, that ain't really nothing that you say, you know, to your wife. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I feel. I just don't think that is something that you say to your wife in front of her damn ops. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, you asked for a baby a long time ago, but what are you talking about? So, you know, at the end of the day, she's saying that she might want to have a baby down the line. So just let her have the damn surgery and let her focus on herself and figure it out. Because Cliff, you already had your damn kids and she's younger than you. You know what I mean? So let her figure that part out. Letitia said, well, I know you had blood clots and those things are pretty much, you know, not healthy. They're hazards. So were the blood clots the reason why, you know, you wanted to just make that move and decide to have a baby? Like, did that change your life? And she said that the blood clots absolutely changed her life. And I definitely understand that, you know, when you have a life-threatening, you know, situation happen to you, you know, that do kind of put, you know, life in a different perspective for you, and it makes you want to do things in a different way. That's just the way that I look at it, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. Cliff said, but then Latrice is saying that, you know, Cliff left her alone in the hospital, which is something that, just like Cliff should have said that you waited 3 years too late to have a baby. I don't think that Latrice need to be talked about the fact that her own husband left her ass in the goddamn, you know what I'm saying, in the goddamn hospital, you know, and all that other shit. I don't think she should be talking about that either. But, you know, they both be saying and doing inappropriate shit, in my opinion, that they shouldn't be saying and doing in front of people. I get transparency and I understand keeping it 100, but there's just some things that I just would not be doing in front of people that involves my man. I just wouldn't do it. Letitia said that she removed sex from her marriage because she wanted to focus on herself, and she wanted to make sure that herself was actually pretty good and pretty decent. Okay. So then they discuss Carrie, and it comes out that Cliff actually did tell Matt. So if Cliff did tell Matt, then Latrice, why was you trying to come at Carrie about blaming your husband when you just found out now that he absolutely did tell Matt the tea about Mike possibly having a baby? He did say it, so it really wasn't no need for you to try to get on Carrie Paul's ass about anything, because your husband did tell her husband, and her husband went back and told her, and that's how it happened. Your husband pretty much got it popping by running his mouth to the men, and the men went back and told their wives. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. So I mean, I don't know, but that's just me. But like I said, this whole double day shit with the Pearsons and the Rogers is all fake and phony and forced. I just got to be real with y'all on that. So, we get into Carrie and Matt and Carrie's mama, and I must say that Carrie's mama is one blunt, unapologetic motherfucker. Okay, she's very blunt and very unapologetic, and I can't really say that I blame her. She's one of those typical elderly Southern moms that's gonna say the first thing that pop into their head, and they're not gonna give a damn about your feelings about said situation. They're not gonna care. They're just not gonna care about it. So, as I guess sometimes you gotta be okay with that, I guess. You know, I mean, I don't know. But that's just the basis of this situation, y'all. Matt is basically saying that the ship is going down with Brick and Spoon, and that all of her influencer money is pretty much being poured into Brick and Spoon. But see, here's the thing. I get that Brick and Spoon is your baby and this is your restaurant and things like that. But if it's not serving you, you need to let it go, because you making money to waste money. Like, you making money with your social media shit, and you're wasting money by placing your social media funds into this business that ain't really doing nothing for you. So you're trying to put more money into this shit, and you're losing money by putting more money into it because it ain't doing nothing. So you got to understand that at some point you got to just cut your losses, like your mama said. And you are being a little bit selfish right now because you're putting yourself in a bind. Like, yeah, your restaurant is not doing well, but you got a husband that's going to pay all the bills in the house, and you don't really have to worry about it. But in the same breath, it's like, girl, too many people have told you might need to sell it, or you need to shut down the doors. You got to do something, because every time the cameras come up in there, ain't nobody in that mother. So to me, it's like, girl, you got to cut your losses, girl. You got to cut your, once something that you do ain't making you no money like that, you got to figure out what you going to do, and you got to go into the next step. While you making all this money on social media, you could really just be having a social media business, because that's where the money is at, because the money ain't coming from Brick and Spoon no more. So take your social media money and do more with that money. You feel what I'm saying? Let me put this comment up here, because they're basically saying what I was saying. She should invest that money into her social media business. She's not my cup of tea, but there's a demographic of women that she do well with as an influencer. And I absolutely agree with that. There are some women that look at influencers like her and that will support her all the way through. Y'all better take notes from Stormy. Okay, because she made TikTok work for her ass, and now she's a millionaire. Her business is better than than it ever has been. So y'all better figure that part out and better get it popping, because Stormy is showing y'all how what needs to be done. Carrie, shut that motherfucking restaurant down, because it ain't doing nothing for you. I like, dreams are real, and all you got to do is just believe in all that shit. But when the dream ain't making you no money, you got to figure something out. She says that we could put it on the market, but there's not too many people that's interested in the store, and they just might have to shut it down altogether because it's only putting you more in the hole because it ain't making no money. And you know, just like Matt told Carrie mama, he feel like she being selfish. I'm kind of feeling like she being selfish too, to be quite honest. I mean, shit, you did what you could, and the business ain't doing nothing. Now, I don't know if that's the Brick and Spoon in Biloxi that they was at, or if it's the one in Mobile. But we do know that the one in Mobile really ain't doing shit for her. So you better cut your losses and cut this one out of the franchise, baby, because it ain't doing nothing for you. Okay, it's just not doing anything for you at this particular moment. So then let's go ahead and get into Latrice and Cliff. Now, they're having like this serious conversation, and Latrice feels like Cliff thinks that everything is a joke. I think that Cliff do think that everything is a joke. And watching this show, a lot of people sometimes feel like he takes you as a joke, mainly because of the simple fact that you're younger than he is and he's older. He feel like you young and dumb and full of cum. He feel like he's older, wiser, and seasoned and know more than what you know. He doesn't put you on the same level as him. He wants to be on the level above you. So a lot of the times where people think that they're above you, they're not going to take anything that you say seriously. And at least bit, they're not going to take nothing that you say seriously. Everything is going to be a joke to them. Every single thing is going to be a joke to them. Everything that you say is going to be a joke. Everything that you do is going to be looked over because they think that you're a joke. And it's very unfortunate that you are his wife and he's making you feel like that. But that is a problem. And I feel like, to be honest, I don't know much about Latrice and Cliff's marriage like that. I don't know much about it. I really don't care to know. But if you ask me, this man probably been this way. She's been used to it being this way. And, you know, sometimes it's just like one of those, you know, Angela Oakley type of situations, right? Like when I feel like this, like when I say the same shit about Charles, like Charles been this way before y'all got a camera in y'all face, and now we want to sit up here and act brand new. It's given that same type of situation. I feel as though Cliff been doing this shit, and now the cameras are rolling and there's different opinions going on, and it's kind of making you feel away because you're seeing the things that people are saying about y'all. And if that is the case, it's nothing wrong with that, because that tend to happen. Like sometimes when you get public opinion, when your shit is out there in the public, sometimes the public opinion sometimes just fuck with your mental. And sometimes I feel like it does. But maybe this show is just highlighting what she never liked, and hearing other people say it is really validating her in a sense, if you want me to be real. I just feel like he been that way, and she should have put a stop to it a long time ago. But in the same breath, that is the man that you chose to marry. You knew what he was when you decided to marry him, and that's just what it is. They discuss her having a surgery, and she's going to be 4 to 6 weeks out. Cliff is not really worried about the business. He's more so worried about her health, but she's more so worried about the business of it all, and worried about how it's going to run while she's laying down on bed rest for 6 weeks. But I just feel like this, Latrice, I get that you're a businesswoman and you want to make sure the money is doing right and the business is flowing. But in the same breath, though, your health is way more important, because if you die, that business ain't coming with you. You're going to die by your motherfucking self. That business ain't going to be in that casket with you. That money ain't going to be in that casket with you. None of that going to be in the casket with you. It's going to be you by your damn self. So sometimes we got to figure out a way to really take our health more seriously. And that's rich coming from me, being that I hate going to the fucking doctor. But that's just the truth. Like, we do got to take our health seriously and stop focusing on shit that is going to be there. The business is going to be there. when you get back, recover and just try to put some type of faith in your husband and see if he could do the right thing by the business. Latrice says that she feels that she handles everything with taste. And she says that she wants Cliff to be there with her more at Taste. She feels like she goes through the day-to-days with Taste. She does everything involving Taste. She is the move point, the move ring for her. Like she's the one that's pushing it. And that's how she feels. So she got every right to feel that way. She says, then she brings up Cliff leaving the hospital to go get drunk at Taste, and she's never forgiven him for it. You know what, Latrice? You're gonna have to figure out a way, because if you're gonna stay with him, you're gonna have to figure out a way to forgive him for leaving that hospital the night of your surgery and going to Taste. You're gonna have to figure out a way to let that go if you're gonna stay married to him. Because there's no need to stay in a marriage with a person that you're holding a grudge against. I could be wrong because I ain't never been married. But I just feel like if you go marry the motherfucker, then you may as well just deal with the fact that he's a pompous asshole. He been there. And just deal with the fact that this nigga don't be worried about nothing that you be having going on. He just not worried about it. He's not worried about it. So you're going to either have to figure out a way to forgive that shit, or you need to leave his ass alone. And that's asking for a lot. Cliff then apologizes and they talk about how they show love to one another. And I guess that was the end of the scene. You feel what I'm saying? But I just felt like with Latrice, you're gonna have to make some hard decisions for yourself, because that man is older than you. He's already set in his ways. And if he's already set in his ways already, Latrice, he's not changing for you or nobody else. I don't care how much you say you're a princess or how much you say you love him and he loves you or what you can get out of him. He ain't changing. He ain't changing, Latrice. And that's just something that you're going to have to deal with and just be okay with the fact that he's not going to be who you want him to be. That's just it. Sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow. We get into Selena and Tamara. Selena comes up to the Hot 977 radio station to come see Tamara. We find out that Selena then went to Colombia and got her teeth done. And my thing was, I don't even understand why she had to go get them done in the first place, because there was nothing wrong with the teeth anyway. So I don't even know why she went to Colombia to go do it. But like I said before, I hate it when people go out of the country to go get their mouth done and shit like that, because I feel like they don't know what the fuck they be doing, and then they be fucking these folks up, and then I just would rather a motherfucker go to their dentist and get their teeth done like I did. You know what I mean? Because people always say, well, who did your teeth? My dentist. I didn't go out of town. I didn't do none of that. I didn't go out the country to go get some damn veneers glued in my mouth. I ain't do none of that. I went to my dentist. They drilled these motherfuckers in my mouth, and that's why they look like they damn natural. Okay. But anyway, she says that everything was going good in Colombia until it was time to get her teeth done. And she left off the fact that she had blood pressure. Girl, why would you leave that off? Those are one of the first things they ask you when they're finna do dental work on you. Because I know that when I was going to my appointments to get my my dental work done, when they was working on my teeth, they was always asking about blood pressure, allergic reactions, like all types of shit. Like they need to know what you got going on so they can know what to do if there's a mishap going on while they're working on your mouth. That's dangerous, girl. And you need to take, if you got high blood pressure, you need to take that shit seriously. Take it seriously, bruh. Like, it's way too many people in our community that got like high blood pressure, and they don't take the shit seriously. Like, y'all need to take that shit seriously for real. She revealed the happenings. Tamara revealed the happenings of the sip and see. She said she told them girls everything that she ever did in life. They even met her daughter. And Selena was like, oh my God, they met London Simone. She was like, yes, girl, they met London Simone, honey. They met her. And then she said, but my thing is this, I'm really not here for Shantae and her rumor spreading. Like, she's not even a part of the group. And I don't even really know her like that. And the first time I sit down with her, she wants to bring up rumors and show me pictures of somebody. Like, I don't even know who or what the fuck she is or why she's here. But she just needs to stop doing what she's doing. In my opinion, Shantae needs to get a motherfucking life. Like, that's just the truth of the matter. Shantae needs to get a life. and stop trying to do so much to get some fucking camera time, because that's just what she's doing. Shantae is doing whatever she needs to do to get in and fit in. It's so irritating to me. Like, it's like, girl, like, calm down. Like, you gonna get your moment. Just calm down. You feel what I'm saying? Just calm the fuck down. But she don't know how to do that. Because she got to do everything she fucking can to get a moment. But that's Letitia all up in her ear trying to make her ass a Belle. And my thing is this. Letitia can sit up here and bring this motherfucker around all day, every day, and don't nobody want to see her. But yet, it wasn't right for Latrice to bring damn Amanda around. Like, girl, please. At least Amanda got more personality. Don't nobody want to see no goddamn Shantae. And Shantae knows that I don't like her ass either. She knows it. But that's besides the point. But yeah, honey. It looks like Tamara is not here for Shantae. It is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Like, she is not here for Shantae, but she has the same sentiments as all of us, pretty much. Like, she don't like Shantae just like the rest of us don't. And anybody who don't like Shantae is really I'm on your side, child. I'm really on your side, to be honest. Cause it is what it is. Where we at? So now we get into the guys. The guys are hanging out, which was very funny. The guys were hanging out, and there was no drama amongst the guys, which is very funny. You feel what I'm saying? Let's see what's going on here. So the guys are shooting pool. Glenn brings the baby back. He wants to make light of the situation with the baby rumor because he been through the same thing before, which I felt like was a distasteful ass joke. Because why the fuck is you making jokes about this shit when you went through it already? But again, that's what he said. I went through the same thing, so I just wanted to make light of the situation. But Mike is laughing because Mike really don't give a fuck about nothing anyway. But Mike is laughing. And things of that nature. He don't really give a fuck. So that's one man that don't give a fuck about shit. Like, Mike don't give a damn, and I like that about him. He don't give a shit. Like, all the shit that they work real hard to try to throw some shit at this man, but he don't really give a fuck about what they talking about. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he don't. And I love the fact that he don't. He says, I don't really give a damn, but Selena probably care more than I do, but I don't give a shit. So then they was trying to figure out who spreaded the rumor. They found out Cliff did, and they talking about men don't gossip. Yes, the fuck they do. When you at the barbershop, they fucking gossip, okay? They talk about Selena stumbling block with the dinner work, and how he was very how she was very much so not in the right space to be sitting up here saying, not telling the people that she got high blood pressure and almost got herself killed getting her work done. They revisit the pool party, which I don't understand why they're revisiting that shit again. Because, just like Cliff said, Glenn just wants to put the blame on everybody else and not himself. And then they talk about all men, all of them have been guilty of flirting with people. We all have been guilty of flirting with somebody. We all have. So now we get into the last scene of the night, and that is Stormmy and Latrice, which I know why they did this. We are getting introduced to Stormmy because not about to say Beverly Hills, Belle Collective, Birmingham was coming on, and we all know that Stormmy is the face of that show. So they talked about the history of their friendship. They've been friends for over a decade. Stormmy did hair. Latrice sold hair, and they became really good friends because of that. They're talking about the neighborhood pushback from Taste. They got all those condos ready to go at Taste, but they're having an issue with renting them out because of the people in the neighborhood. And you did put it in Fondren. And Fondren is a district in Jackson where it's really bougie. A lot of white people stay in that area. So, of course, they were going to give you guys issues with that. But there are several different businesses in that area, but they only saying something to y'all because y'all black. You got to remember, there is racism in that area. Jackson, Mississippi overall is a black city, but when you have certain areas in the city that is mainly targeted to white people, the racism kind of eases out. Like I always tell y'all, I never had like a direct experience with racism, but I've seen other people have direct experiences with racism in Mississippi, especially in the areas that are predominantly white. The Kroger that I used to work at before I moved to Atlanta, it was in a predominantly white area, and I worked with nothing but whites all day long, and they had a whole lot of, you know, microaggressions and shit like that. Like, did I tell y'all the story? This ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but I just got to tell y'all the story real quick. You know, it was a guy that I worked with. He was dark skinned. He was over there by the bananas, and then the white lady walked over to him and said, well, you know, there's a lot of bananas here. And he was like, yeah, it's our biggest seller. He said, she said, I guess there's a lot of monkeys around here. She better be glad she ain't said that shit in front of me, because I'm gonna cuss her ass out and lose my job. Yeah, I would have, because I don't play that shit. Like, don't you dare say nothing like that around me. Like, what? Like, bitch, what the fuck you trying to say? You trying to call him a monkey? Girl. Anyway, I just had to get that off my chest, child. But anyway, they talk about the struggles from the South and how, you know, Stormmy is the first woman, not just the first African-American woman, but the first woman to make $1 million on TikTok, in the country, overseas, and it hasn't been celebrated, and she from the South. That is kind of fucked up. You know, you from Mississippi, you from the South, and they're not celebrating your win. That's something that should be celebrated. But Mississippi is what Mississippi is. It's only a few of us at a time that can be acknowledged for the big things that we do. What else is going on here? They talk about the surgery. Latrice feels like she wants to push it back, but Stormmy says she doesn't need to put it off at all. And then we find out that Stormmy has a collaboration with Lala Anthony, which we kind of knew late last year that she, you know, got something going on with Lala. That was pretty much the episode, though, y'all. And y'all could tell that this wasn't no good episode to me because the live is only 30-some minutes long. So if I'm doing a review and it's just about 30 minutes long, if it ain't 35 or more, if it's like 35 to 40, that means, okay, it was all right. But if it's an hour, the bitch was good, okay? But this episode really went out that it was real fillerish. That's just what it gave. Real fillerish. And I know that ain't no word, but that's what it gave, y'all. But anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all. I'm about to get up out of here. But tomorrow is Belle Collective, Birmingham. I'm going to do that sometime tomorrow. And then I'm going to do Love and Marriage Huntsville sometime tomorrow night, too. And I'm going to do another, probably going to try to do a Yes for the Mess about the Drew Sidora stuff. But that's about it, you guys. I'm out of here until the next video. I'll holler at you guys a little bit later. Bye.
That 20, yeah, you always been a sneaky bitch, hating from the sidelines, trying to get picked, yeah. You don't found one, yeah, you don't found one. You don't found one, found you a real one. On my assets lately, you catching face shots, fire catching babies. Heavy on the highs, better get you some gravy. Cut that lady check, why you out here being lazy? I got bored with that season, I'm talking shit when I'm spitting. Fact the bitch, I'm the reason, when it got you hoes heated. Snow got them hoes sneezing, got the meals you not eating. Wet had them hoes leaking, God trust when I'm speaking. It's getting
big bands gon' make it hot. Real niggas gonna come up, don't let the game gon' change us. Real niggas in my circle, ho, don't ever play us. This the real hustle, we make the money, don't make it make us. They ain't bout shit, talking out they neck. Bitch, we bring the heat every time we step. You fucking with a beast, fucking with the best. Get money on the east, plug on the west. Bitch, I'm from the north, but we run this out. Bitch, we outside, what you talking about? Who the fuck is me? No, who the fuck is